What's up, Dunwoody? Welcome back to the podcast. It's all about Dunwoody, Georgia. I'm Matt Weber. I'm a real estate agent. This podcast is all about the city of Dunwoody, Georgia. It's brought to you by Village Orthodontics, Dr. Brett Friedman with Village Orthodontics, who is a friend of yours,
He's
David.
Great. Yes.
Yep. And here with David Abes, who has kind of taken this restaurant thing in Dunwoody and completely transformed it. So I feel like you're a trendsetter, too, because I feel like there's a lot of good restaurants coming now. Maybe they saw proof of success with you and decided that maybe they could fit in Dunwoody.
No, that's a great thing. I mean, the more restaurants, bars, that's what we want. We want people to come spend time in Dunwoody. So I'm all about it.
Yeah. Well, you were on the podcast like 2 years ago, and we talked a little bit about Dash and kind of your background. You want to give us like a little couple minutes of your background with Dash Hospitality and stuff?
Sure. Been in the hospitality business for 32 years. In a company called Dash Hospitality Group. Before that, I was the CEO for Buckhead Life Restaurant Group. And here to serve restaurants, started a management consulting company. So we have clients throughout the whole country, anything with food and beverage, that's what we do. So that's my day job. And then my night job is creating the village. So building restaurants there.
So he already knew what he was doing, but then I guess this was your first time out on your own, correct?
I actually had a restaurant many years ago when I was a young buck. But so this is the reincarnation. So.
Yeah, and this one's different. You can walk to work, and you know everybody that walks into your doors. It's cool, and it's worked.
Thank you.
I've heard only positive things about everything that you've done.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Where are we at in the process now? I know Barn obviously was the first one, and that was kind of what kind of food is Barn? That was more of like a nice bar food kind of.
That's what we wanted. Glorified bar food, light bites, charcuterie, flatbreads. It's always evolving, and we keep it very seasonal and keep it very with our local farmers and all that. And then we just opened Morty's Meat and Supply. We opened that at the beginning of December. It's almost a north meets south when it comes to like a Southern barbecue meets a Jewish deli. Counter service, go up and order to counter. 24 taps, 13 beers, 8 cocktails on draft, 4 wine on tap. Just having fun, and it all opens right into the courtyard there. And So Morty's been great. To-go business, our catering. We had a huge catering gig yesterday, so it was awesome. It was awesome.
Yeah, and if anybody doesn't know Dunwoody at all, or have had their head in a hole for the last couple of years, how do you describe it? I guess it's behind NFA Burger. It's kind of where the parade ends.
Correct.
Village Parkway.
Yep, it's right in the courtyard, right behind Fresh Market. About 5 years ago, literally, I was standing on the top of these stairs in the courtyard and had great bones, but it was just old and decrepit. And I'm like, man, this place needs a heart. And I was tired of my wife saying, let's go to Roswell, Alpharetta, all these other small towns. I'm like, why can't we do something here? So that's how it all came about. And then started to work on the next one. So
it has worked. And all the parties that you throw, I guess Dash Hospitality, you've learned how to throw a party because those are obviously working. That's kind of what we're here today to talk about, the Green Eggs and Kegs. So last year, it was the same day as Lemonade Days, and I was hosting for Dunwoody Idol. I do the emceeing there. I'm the new Ryan Seacrest,
there you go,
of Dunwoody.
So we're going to put your picture up on the wall also at Morty's.
Yeah,
just like Ryan.
Maybe. See, that would be the ultimate goal. That's my ultimate goal here with What's Up Dunwoody, is to someday get on the wall. It's at Morty's, right?
Yeah, the Dunwoody Wall of Fame.
Yeah,
Dunwoody
Wall of Fame. That's maybe someday. I'd be lucky enough. But so I didn't get to go last year. This year, I'm definitely going to have to go. I've seen all the pictures, and it looked just incredible. I had a whole bunch of friends that went and just raved about it. So I'm going to have to go earlier in the day.
There you go.
Before all my other commitments that I've got going on. But, last year, you guys crushed it. But tell us a little bit about last year.
Yeah. So it was an idea that we came up with. Our chef is sponsored by the Big Green Egg. And I said, let's do a local Dunwoody festival with Dunwoody restaurants and with different breweries and distilleries. And we had 1,000 people last year. 3 bands played. So here we go again. So we're going to do it again. So it's like the adult Lemonade Days is what we call it. So
there you go.
And
did Family Truckster played last year too?
Unbelievable. They're the best. They're the best.
That's kind of your house band at this point, right?
It is. I love them. They just played Dunwoody High School's 50th. And I mean, they're such great guys. They just bring the fun. So it's awesome. I
got to have them on the podcast. I got to reach out to them. Maybe you can connect me with them afterwards.
You got it. Yeah. So we have them. Sucker Punch is another band. And then Mike Casey and Jason Martin are going to kick us off in the morning. So 3 different genres of music. So it's going to be
great. It's from 12 till 5. Is that right?
Yep. So VIP is from 12 to 1. and then 1 o'clock general admission. And yeah, we're doing some different tastings. We have right now, I've got about 12 different breweries and distilleries. We have about 20 total restaurants, NFA, Breadwinner, Chapitos, a lot of Dunwoody restaurants. But we also this year are branching out a little bit. We have Gracious Plenty up in Roswell and Cherry Mary's, plus some other ones you're going to hear about very soon.
See, I didn't know all that food was here. So your actual restaurants don't cook a whole lot that day?
No, we're full tilt also. I mean, we have all.
Are you really?
Oh yeah, we have all our restaurants represented, and it's great.
This is like a taste of Dunwoody. We don't have the taste of Dunwoody. I know, a lot of other places that I've lived or been around have those tastes of Dunwoodies. This is your taste of Dunwoody.
It really is, and I mean, for me, that was the big thing. It's getting Dunwoody restaurants to all come together. I think that was the most important thing that we said for this event. And it's one price. I mean, it's $100 for VIP or $60 for general admission, and you don't pay anything else. It's all included. So we have great sponsors. Discover Dunwoody is our title sponsor. Regency Centers is on board. It's been amazing with just the sponsorships and from a food and beverage standpoint, and we're very lucky about that.
Yeah. So is Regency, you still getting along with them? They love having you there, I guess. Have they talked to you at all about tearing down the complex and starting anew? Because that would kind of throw a wrench into what you're doing.
I just focus on the courtyard and all that. But we honestly, from a landlord-tenant standpoint, it's a great relationship. And I really think it's pulled Regency, City of Dunwoody, and Dash together to really say, okay, how can it evolve? Because all these towns, Roswell, Alpharetta, it took a while for them to evolve also, but they've been honestly amazing to work with. And they see the light. They see the light.
And it's funny because since you guys opened, you don't hear about tearing down the village a whole lot much anymore. I think there's been a few things that have happened local in the area that have kind of made people realize, like Canton Street isn't beautiful. It's not like perfect buildings and stuff. It's just the vibe, and that's what people go there for. And that's kind of what you built, and what other restaurants in the area have built too.
Yep. And it's having the right tenant mix. I think they see that. I mean, you look at Village Threads. I mean, they do a great job from a retail standpoint. I think we need more of that. Some more restaurants. We got Valor Coffee coming on. So that's what we want. We want people walking. Walking whether it's on this side of the street or the other side of the street. We want. I want people staying in the village.
Yeah. And I mean, and you're good neighbors too. I appreciate every time that somebody comes to me and says, we're looking for sponsors for this, I always send them to you and you pretty much just say yes. Yeah. I mean, before I even finish what I'm saying, you're like, yeah, that's fine. We can do that.
Yeah. Well, that's important.
Yeah. The thing at the church the other day. And I mean, I see your name everywhere. So, Dunwoody appreciates all the sponsorships.
Thank you.
And,
of course,
all the togetherness that you brought everybody together.
That's what it's all about. It's all about community and charity. I mean, that's what we do. I mean, restaurants, they get, great reviews, they get bad reviews. But the fact is, these people work their butts off. And, I really appreciate anybody who's in the hospitality business. I just have this appreciation for them and how much they care and give. So
it's tough.
Yeah.
So it's a tough life a lot of the time.
Yeah.
But you got to enjoy going?
It's been great. Yeah. Our hiring is unbelievable. We actually have a little bit of a wait right now for front of the house people.
I feel, and that's weird because most people are hurting for business or hurting for help. But I don't know. You guys must be doing a good job of.
The best thing is though, honestly, our staff most of our staff have been there since day one, and I couldn't do this without my team. I mean, we wanted to create Cheers and Dunwoody, and these people they just bought in, and I like every single person from the dishwasher to you name it. They just everybody's all in, and I'm very lucky about my team. Very lucky.
Yeah. Do they share restaurants? Are they able to go back and forth between Morty's and?
Some of the bartenders do. Yeah, some of the bartenders, you'll see them back and forth. The servers, it's very interesting now with Morty's open. We start this week with a QR code in the courtyard. So if you're sitting in the courtyard, you'll still have bar and service, but then you can order food from Morty's on the QR code, and then we'll be running it out to you. We're just waiting for it to warm up. And
I think I've talked to you about this before, but we've got Toast, the POS system, and that for my restaurant, and we definitely need to set that up because it is very cool where you can just scan the code at the table, go through the whole list of things. The waitress is not standing there waiting for you to order, and you have to ask them all kinds of questions. You got everything there in front of you, and the food comes out. It's nice and easy, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Where are you at?
Go ahead.
Where are you at with the restaurants? What's opening next? I always forget.
So next will be Message in a Bottle, casual seafood. I'll have hopefully architecture plans this week. It's just
And
gonna
where's
be
that one going to be?
that's gonna be
Is that the
on
one
the
that's
right
sharing?
side. Yeah, it's right
Okay.
across from Morty's, right in the courtyard. So
And is that the one that's going to share a kitchen?
so it's interesting. So as it's evolved,
That
we're
changed.
gonna keep Kuko's actually in the truck. So I'm gonna
Okay.
keep Kuko's in the Dunwoody food truck, and I'm gonna expand the size of message in a bottle. We're gonna have a raw bar in there, a bigger bar area, plus a small private room. We're getting a lot of calls for private parties, which we rent out the restaurants, but this is gonna see probably 10 to 15 people in a private room that will open up also.
Yeah.
So I'm shooting for the fall to have this one going.
Really?
And then I'm taking
Wow.
a break. Then I'm taking a
And
break.
then you're taking a break.
I'm
Okay.
taking a break. So,
So the total plan now, are you still sticking with the 5 that you had
well,
talked about, or the
technically three,
3? Okay.
three and
So
the food truck
and the food truck.
because I expanded Morty's. It was supposed to be 2 restaurants, but we had to consolidate that down. And then same thing with
Yeah.
message because there's no seafood around here. So I want that thing to be great. And so anyway, and we need a little bit bigger space.
Yeah.
So.
So what do you think about all these other places that are open up, the Ashford Lanes and the high streets? Like, I know that those are far away from you guys and just a completely different idea and vibe. And, it's nice to have other options, I guess, but you guys are kind of the hometown option still, I feel like.
Yeah.
And I think that's how people see you guys.
Yeah. It's interesting. I mean, Perimeter Mall, I feel it's like a totally different area, even though it's, a couple
Really
minutes down the
is.
road. But like I said, I mean, the more restaurants, the better. And it's just going to
Yeah.
bring more exposure for everybody in Dunwoody. So, and they're great
Yeah.
operators coming. So, it's just, you got to, keep your eye, keep focused there. But it's,
And Dunwoody's never been a destination for restaurants, I feel like. I grew up around the Brookwood area, and I guess people would come out to go to Cheesecake, but
okay, right? Yeah.
maybe PF Chang's,
Yeah.
but those aren't like
Yeah.
chef-driven restaurants
Right.
or anything special, but that's what people would travel out to the mall for.
Yeah.
Um,
It is. And I think what I like about being in the village, I really like the community because I love seeing people biking there or walking their dogs, so that to me is really, it's one of those amazing things. That's why I really like where we're located. And, but
yeah.
it's, like I said, more restaurants, the better for everybody. So.
Have you seen anything with the open container, the open container laws that passed around the pandemic, I guess? Like, you still don't see a whole lot of people carrying beverages around. Maybe it's because they're all at your place.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think, what's been great is what I love is I see like middle afternoon, like, people just sort of walking there and they have drinks and they're put the sticker on and they're walking across the street. It's really, it's been nice. I mean, the open container, I really think, and with COVID and all that stuff, having that courtyard has been huge. I mean, that's why can't wait for it to warm up just so we can, get it on full tilt again because it's almost 2 different places when it's, cold and rainy, which has been too much lately. To when it's like a beautiful day out. So,
yeah. Have you, it probably seemed standing at the stairs that first day, where you were just dreaming all this up, that it was a huge area. But now I've been there before and it's packed. Like, are you running out of space? Are you going to have to move that Kuko's truck to somewhere else? Or
so we're actually, we met with Regency recently. We're actually going to be taking down some of the fence, adding on the front part where message is going. We're putting a screened in porch there, and we're going to hopefully put another deck on the right side. And then to your point is really behind the screen, we're looking maybe to add some tables or stuff like that up by a planter up there. So because
people kind of sprawl out, but it's sprawling out into the parking lot, it's sprawling out up the stairs, especially during, this Green Eggs and Kegs thing. I mean, I imagine most of it's going to be in the parking lot, right?
Yeah, we tent the parking lot. We block off the parking lot in front of barn. So it's all fenced in. There's a big tent. So it flows between all, the front and back. So yeah, I mean, between all the restaurants and breweries, you need the space.
Yeah. Do all the other like surrounding like village threads, like the ones that are, I guess you're not in their way, but are you actually bringing them customers? Do they love you guys being open at this point?
I from what I hear, I think some of the restaurants and other things are having record years the past year, and it just it brought more exposure for everybody. It
was probably annoying at times, but overall, they've got to be killing it at this point. I mean, the attraction, there was nobody walking down that aisle before you guys opened up. Like, it was just, I didn't even know it was there, to be perfectly honest with you. And I never went to that Whole Foods. And so it was like, or not Whole Foods, what is it called? Fresh Market. Yeah. Obviously, I never went there. And so it was just kind of like a black hole, but you guys have transformed it. So I'm sure all the other businesses around there love it.
Yeah, it's funny to hear like that when Dunwoody High School had their party a couple weeks ago, hearing some of the people's stories about that courtyard and what, because it was just like dark and, whatever. And, people, just, hanging out there. But Yeah, it's just nice to see. It's nice to see the energy and just people hanging out for games. With the big screen's been great. With Atlanta United with a big win the other day, people watching that.
Yeah.
Coming now Braves baseball. It's been fun, and we've done some fun parties. We just had a ski party, which was great. We're actually
Yeah, I saw pictures of that.
That was fun. We're gonna do actually a Masters party. We're gonna do a Caddyshack party the Saturday night of the Masters. So everybody's gonna dress
Yeah.
up in their fun little golf outfits and all that. And then Green Eggs and Kegs, a couple weeks after that.
That's cool. So August 22nd, or I'm sorry, April 22nd.
Yep.
Yeah, Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation. I guess we've gone over everything else that I wanted to talk about and bring up. What was, tell us a little bit about last year. What was your favorite part of last year? Like, I know that you've met, with the Dunwoody High School thing, like you've met a ton of people that grew up here.
Yes.
And I know you've been here for a while, but I mean, do people see you as like a local celebrity at this point? Like, thank you for bringing all of this stuff to our town. Like, I mean, is it cool?
Yeah, it's a good feeling, and just reconnecting. I went to Shallowford Elementary, and literally in the last 2 weeks, I ran into two people I haven't seen since 7th grade, and it's the craziest thing. So to me, it's about making those connections. But it's just awesome. Like, I love seeing smiles on everybody's faces. Everybody's just having a good time. Families, they feel like they can just hang. So that's what makes me feel good. It's just, I feel like we did something right. And it just wasn't me. Like I said, it's my team that really does it every day. So that's the key.
Yeah.
That's key.
Yeah. Tell us about your team. So, I mean, do you bring in another chef for Morty's? How did you open that up?
Yeah, so
kind of switch some of the guys over from another restaurant?
So it's been amazing, actually. Meredith Marshall, who started out as our chef at Barn, young, great lady, and literally just her progression. So we moved her over to Morty's, and she's just so passionate, has great taste and all that. So she's over there. And then we promoted Ryan, our sous chef, promoted him up to be the chef over at Barn. And I mean, I'm a big person about promoting from within. Sam,
you really don't lose people, do you?
No, I want people to grow. I think that's the biggest thing. I don't, when you become part of our family, I think it's very important about this is what we do and we do it together. I've got Chef Nick Lay, who's our culinary director for Dash, Phil Hanley, who's my right hand. He does it all. We did a big catering yesterday for Wildly Brewery for their grand opening down at the Gulch. And it was just nice to see, like, everybody just steps up and does the right thing. And collectively, we all bounce ideas off each other. Mitch, who's our GM, you can't miss Mitch. Mitch Froman, we call him our mascot. He's unbelievable. He dressed up as Santa Claus when we did the tree lighting and put the star on top of the tree on the Big John's Christmas tree. So we're just having fun. It's like, you can't take it too serious. It's a restaurant business.
Yep.
So.
Well, everybody seems to be enjoying it. So you're doing something right.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I mean, speaking for the rest of Dunwoody, thank you for breathing life into that area. And we appreciate, sponsoring the parade, doing all the things that you do. So the 50th anniversary of Dunwoody High School is going to be our parade theme this year. We announced that yesterday at the DHA.
Yep.
So same cast of characters that you've been around the last couple of weeks with the things that they threw. Hopefully we're going to have kind of a big group of Dunwoody High School students and past students and, all of the thing. We really want to make this year's parade more of like a hometown feel where neighborhoods have floats in the parades and, it's going to be fun. Yeah. So I'm excited about, finishing up there and then people spill over to your place. Yeah. And
we loved being in it last year. That was fun. We had the tractor and the hayride. And it was awesome because it wasn't just our employees, like a lot of our guests who are our regulars, they were on the float. It was so fun. Yeah. So fun.
Yeah, that was really cool. You guys did a good job with it. So, all right. Well, cool, man. Yeah. I'm going to get there early. Maybe I'll do the VIP thing because I got to get there early and then get to the Dunwoody Idol thing. But yeah, thanks for coming back on the show and tell me if I can ever help with anything.
No, I appreciate it. You're always so supportive. I always love seeing you at the Village and, thank you for everything you've always done.
And your wife is doing a great job with social media.
Thank you. Yeah, no, Julie's
Did you know she was talented like that?
She's unbelievable. She's so creative. So creative. Yeah. She knows how to do all that stuff. And here's the picture. Here's the theme. It's amazing what she does. And I'm very lucky to.
She was tagging me in a lot of stuff, and I was like, man, these people that he pays are doing a great job. Like, I figured it was like a whole group of people doing your social media, but no, it wasn't.
No, it's a family affair. On
there you go.
So that's awesome. I appreciate that. Well, cool.
Awesome.
Well, good. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So,
good talking to
come
you.
buy your tickets. Go to thevillagedunwoody.com. like I said, last year we sold out, so I definitely recommend get your tickets early for this year's event.
Yep. And what comes with the VIP? A lot of the pre-tasting, I guess.
Yeah, pre-tasting. We're actually doing some exclusive tastings of some wines and some whiskeys and some food for the first hour. But also you get private bathrooms. I mean, I recommend for the $100, it's worth it. Like I said, it's all inclusive.
If you're going to be there all day, just splurge.
And remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint. So let's keep it that way. So,
and it's a fundraiser too. You got to remember that.
It is for JDRF. Yeah, my son was diagnosed when he was 2 years old. So anyway, he's got type 1 diabetes. So and he's been.
So it's near and dear to your heart. I didn't realize that was what the fundraiser was for.
Yeah. So I always want to raise money for JDRF, try to fund a cure here. So. That's
cool. I'm glad you brought that in at the very end.
There you go.
Thanks a lot, David.
All right. Good to see you. I'll see you soon.
Yeah, you too, man.
Have a good one.